By Daylight community, YouTube family, it's your boy Frenchie the Lemon, yet again with a different type of video. This is playing Survivor for Dummies. You know, I love Dead by Daylight. I've been playing it now for 3 to 4 years. I just started back playing again, and one thing I've noticed is not a lot's changed. A lot of the survivors I encounter are just really bad at the game. It's like they don't understand the whole purpose of, Survivor, And so I decided to make this list. It was supposed to be a top 10 list, but it's a top 12 list of things that every survivor needs to understand. The number one is always looking around your surroundings. I mean, just always looking around. I understand if you're new to the game, it might seem kind of scary because you don't know where the killer is. You're not that good at the game, but you have to practice these things. You have to look around your area, especially when you first load into the game. Don't run, look around, especially when you're on a gen. You have to get good at this. When you're on a Jenny, you need to be looking around because there are a lot of stealth killers in this game, especially Ghostface, Myers, Bing Bong Man, which is the Wraith, the Pig, different people. A lot of killers don't give off a terror radius until they're up on you. So you have to be, looking around at all times. I understand that it's kind of hard, especially with the skill checks coming in. You have to hit the right skill checks, but when the skill check is coming, a little thing goes off. It's like ding, so you know to look for the skill check. You have to get better at this. You have to, and that's point number one. Let's move on to two. All right, so point number two. Please don't be that guy sitting in the corner, self-carrying yourself to death while there's somebody on the hook or there's still 4 to 5 gens that need to be done. You need to get your butt out of that corner, healing yourself, and go help that person off the hook. Or do a gen. Because 9 times out of 10, this is the one thing I see when I'm on the hook or I'm either running to go rescue somebody off of a hook. I see somebody just sitting there, self-carrying. I hate seeing that. The first thing I'm going to let you know is, the first thing is, it'll go a lot faster if you have somebody else heal you. And two, I play the game a lot of the time and I'm hurt. I will go rescue somebody when I'm hurt. I will go do a gen when I'm hurt. I don't prioritize healing because I understand that the main point of the game is to do all the gens and get out. Get everybody on your team out. And you can't do that with your self-carrying, man. A lot of the games that I lose, it's because of these people. These people that just non-stop. Hey, go get on the gen. Go help unhook somebody. Do something, man. And that's going to be point number two. Let's go on number three. I hate to say it again, but don't be that guy. That guy that wastes all the pallets on one side of the map in a chase with the killer. And a lot of the times, the killer will bait you into throwing the pallet down early. If they're not on your hip, literally right behind you, don't throw the pallet. Just take the hit. I mean, because what you're doing is you're essentially making the killer's job that much easier. Because once all the pallets are gone on one side of the map, and let's say we do all the gens on the other side of the map, once it's time for us to go to that side of the map, it's GG a lot of the times because there's no pallets, there's no more loops. You've literally destroyed the whole match for the rest of the survivors. So don't be that guy. Please don't be that guy because I see it a lot of times, especially when I play killer, because I play both killer and survivor. I love it when I'm playing killer because I love watching you throw down 5 to 6 pallets in a single chase, and then once I finally get you, I'm saying to myself oh man, this is going to be easy. I'm going to get that 4K. But don't be that guy. Don't waste all the pallets, man. Simply, if you go down, you go down. It's not a bad thing to go down, As long as you waste enough of the killer's time for at least 1 or 2 gens to be popped, that's a GG, man. Remember, this is a team game, okay? It's not about you. It's about the team. And that's going to be number 3. So let's move on to number 4. So number 4 is something that I see a lot and I have a real big problem with. And that is watching someone be hooked and then a survivor Like the killer hasn't even taken 5 steps, and the survivor is already unhooking them. I mean, it's not really a big brain play. I mean, because a lot of the times the killer will turn around. Even if you try to block for that survivor, the killer will just tunnel that the other survivor down and put him back on the hook. You know, and a lot of the times it does not end well. It's pretty much a dumb play. In my book, it's a dumb play. Unless you have decisive strike. I mean, yeah, you might make it out of that one, but a lot of the times you're going to end up right back on that hook where you started on. And that, I don't know where a lot of these survivor mains are getting this from, but I wouldn't do it. Yeah, I see a lot of streamers, do it, and that's just because they're really good and they understand, like, hey, I can get them off the hook. There's a pallet right there. I can jump in front of them. They know, they've been playing the game a lot longer. Okay, so they understand, different scenarios. But a lot of these other new people that I see doing this, yeah, you shouldn't be doing it because you just F the other person and then that person ends up giving up, So please don't do that. Try not to do that. So let's move on to 5. So number 5 is one that I also see is a real problem. A lot of people don't know how to deal with no ed. No ed is no one escapes death, which is an in-game type of perk that most killers will employ if they're doing really bad. I mean, I don't know. I see a lot of killers pull that out their butt, but yeah. Anyway, so this is how to deal with that. Instead of opening the gates and trying to leave, if the remaining survivors, which should be 3, if there's one on the hook, let's say, if you 3 fan out around the map, you can find it. And if you disable it, you can go get that survivor off the hook, and it's a GG. All you have to do is set up a body block system. So you get that survivor off the hook, you let him go in front of the U3, and after each one of you guys is hit, you guys should all make it to the gate and get out. It shouldn't be a problem. But what I always see is once no ed is once the killer hits the survivor and no ed pops up on the right hand side, everybody just goes into a frenzy. It's like, oh, every man for himself. And then I'll see like maybe 1 or 2 people leave, and I'm just sitting here looking for the totem. It's not that hard to find. If all of you guys fan out and look, you can find the totem. It's a simple matter, man. So please don't be that guy that leaves. Help your team out. This is a team game. Help. That's it. All right, so number 6, it's all about the gens, baby. It's all about the generators. A lot of times I see a lot of survivors just running around, walking around, opening chests, doing totems. I'm going to let you guys know something. If you guys still have 5 to 4 generators waiting to be done, you're going about the game all wrong. The gen should be the main priority. You can do all that other stuff when once you get down to 3 or 2 gens and you feeling like you're comfortably going to win the match. Don't be walking around with 5 to 4 gens left and you're just lollygagging. You're not on a generator. You need to be on a generator no matter what, okay? If somebody's getting chased, whatever's going on, somebody's getting hooked or on the hook, be on a gen. Now, the only time you should leave that gen if you see that there's no one going to the hook, all right? But other than that, get your butt on a gen. It's too many times I've played this game and nobody's doing anything. It's only me on the gen, or it's me and another guy. Like, it's 4 people in the game, man. Come on now. All right, so let's get to number 7. All right, so tip number 7 goes like this. It's not about you. It's about the team. Yeah, I understand. There are games where you do everything right and you still get killed at the end. But guess what? As long as those other 3 get out, it's all that matters. That's how I play the game, man. It's not about me. It's about the team. As long as my teammates get out. I mean, yeah, sure, it's a bummer that I'm dead and everybody else got to get out of the game, but that's all that matters. As long as everybody gets out. I mean, it doesn't matter because it's not about you. It's about the team, man. There's no I in team. There is a me in team, but usually if you're a me type of person, yeah, a lot of times you know, the killer gets about 3K or 4K, you know, if you make it about you. So that's why I say, make it about the team. It's not about you. It's about the team. Don't be mad. Usually those type of people who do everything they can to ensure the team victory, they're usually at the 1 or 2 marker at the end of the game, man. Either you're the person with all the points, or you're the second most person. And as long as you don't de-pip, that's all that matters. So really, just be a team player, man. It doesn't have to always be about you. You don't have to always survive, man. It's sometimes it's fulfilling to just have everybody else get out and just, you know, give the killer fits until he hooks you at the end, and then you're just like, shit. But anyways, let's get on to number 8. All right, so number 8. Every newbie, veteran, whatever, should know about this, but looping is key. Learning loops on different maps is the key. The more you can loop and waste the killer's time, the more, you know, your compadres have time to do gens, and next thing you know, you've been looping the killer for about 2 to 3 minutes, and guess what? There's only 2 gens left. I mean, at that point, the killer's either going to commit to keep chasing you, or they're going to give up and go try to, you know, salvage the rest of the game. But more than likely, they might just tunnel your ass into the ground. But looping is definitely key. A lot of times as a survivor, you have to understand the map. You have to understand where the pallets are. You have to understand where your loops are. There are quite a few loops on each map, that you can exploit. As long as you don't throw that pallet down early, you should be good. So this is the type of stuff that you see from the top streamers like Monto, Angry Pug, Puppers, just to name a few. A lot of the times why they're so successful at surviving is because looping. You know, it's all about the loops, man. I would just say find a channel to watch on Twitch and learn different loops, or you can go into the game and try to figure out the map, try to figure out where the pallets are, where your loops are, where your jungle gyms are, and you can just exploit the hell out of a killer. Because 9 times out of 10 they're gonna give up within the first couple of minutes of you looping the hell out of them. I've seen it firsthand, and that's what I do as killer. Like when somebody's looping me obsessively, I just leave them alone and go try to find another killer. Because eventually, another survivor. Because eventually, you're gonna see them somewhere else, and they're not gonna be by that jungle gym. So it's gonna be a lot easier for you. You get what I mean? So looping is key. All right, number 9. Let's get to lucky. I don't know why the hell I called this lucky number 9, but it's simple. Love is rage, and it's basically talking about the rage quitting in the game. I see this a lot. The game starts, the killer, chases you down, downs you, hooks you, and then you quit. You just automatically quit because you're done with it, because the previous couple of games you were tunneled into the ground, or the killer was camping you. Hey man, I get it. We've all been there. Anybody who's ever played Dead by Daylight has been there, where it's just like you're so pissed off because of the way these killers play that you're just like, you know what, whatever. But hey man, don't take it out on the rest of your team, man. If you're feeling that type of way, sit a couple of games out, bro. Take a breather. Do something. I've been there. I've actually had friends quit on me numerous times, and I always tell them, like, hey, bro, it makes me not want to play with you because all you're going to do is rage quit. Yeah, I understand the killer. He's going to camp you. He's going to proximity camp you. He's going to tunnel you. It is what it is. It's the game we're playing. A lot of these people are just, they are who they are. But don't take it out on your team. Don't take it out on me. I've done nothing to you. So it happens. Again, love is rage, man. That's how you know you really love a game, when you're really in the rage quit. But don't rage quit, man. Don't rage quit. It just hurts the team, man. Let's get on to number 10. All right. So number 10, perks matter. They do matter. Depending on what you want to do in the game, you got to bring in the perfect perks, man. And a lot of them tell you what, they do. Like me, I'm a Dwight main, so I bring in Bond so I can see my teammates at all times. I bring in Spine Chill so I can always know when the killer's coming. Bring in Kindred. Yeah, the reason I bring in Kindred is because a lot of the times other survivors will assume somebody's coming to get you, but they're not. So I bring in Kindred so everybody can see where everybody is, and that way somebody can come and get me, and I'm not just out here on an island. So that's what I'm saying. Perks matter. I mean, you have to have a build that suits the team and not your own needs. Stop bringing in self-care. You can have one of your teammates heal you, or you can bring in a med kit. Stop bringing in self-care. Bring in something that's beneficial to the team. That's a me perk. You know, you don't need that. You can just bring in a med kit. Please stop. Yeah, so like I said, perks matter. There's a bunch of different builds. If you look them up, you can Google them, or you can, like I said before, you can go to your favorite streamer and see what builds they're running, and you can kind of copy that. But your perks matter in this game, man. So definitely make sure you're bringing in the right stuff, and don't bring in nothing silly. All right. So last but not least, number 11. All right, so this is the last one, and at first I wasn't even gonna put this in there, but I was in a game and I saw this happen. But there's a thing called the 2-man. Okay, so towards the end of the game, killer hooks somebody. They're camping. You can pull a 2 or 3-man. Don't just leave them on the hook or have one person going to get them off the hook. If you have 2 to 3 survivors go over there, you can safely get that person off the hook. One person to body block the killer, another person to unhook, and another person to take a body block. Take a hit, body block, all that, man. Please start using these tactics in the game, man. Like, don't just leave a man down. Don't leave a man on the hook. Go and help that person get off the hook. There is ways to cheat the system, man. Use the 2 to 3-man tactic, man. Please. I see a lot of survivors don't know about this, and they're just fine sending one survivor off to go and handle that. No, you need 2 to 3 people, man, at all times. Just simple. And that's it. That's Survivor, for dummies. I'm Frenchie the Lemon. Thank you for your time, and I'm out. Peace. Thank you.